Okay. So let's go ahead and open the module, and then Lewis, can you read this first one?
Sorry. So the text decoration property. The text decoration property specifies how the text will be decorated. Commonly used values are none, inherit, overline, underline, line through, and the S tag. The example below demonstrates the difference between each value.
And then here's an example. He's scrolling through. And then can you scroll to the bottom? There you go.
You can combine the underline, overline, and line through values in a space separated list to add multiple decorated lines.
Okay. And what do you think the answer is?
What value of the text decoration property substitutes the HTML S tag? What's the S tag again?
It's like
A line through?
yeah, that's what it is. I'm trying to remember what it stands for, like if it's subtract or something like that, or hold on, I'll Google it to tell you what it stands for. One sec.
Yeah, I don't remember learning that.
Hey, Brandon.
It just
Hi.
says specifies that it's no longer correct. So I think it's like substitute. I don't, even Google's not telling me exactly what it stands for, but somebody was saying something. What were you saying?
Yes. What course are you on? I thought you finished the HTML.
15.
Oh yeah, we finished HTML. We're on CSS 15.
CSS 15.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you not caught up with us?
I am. I just can't find it on the course. It says CSS. That's it.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, you just have to. Well, have you not started CSS?
No, I'm on. I just typed 1.1 is the list. What is CSS?
Oh, yeah. So if you haven't started CSS, there's we have two previous video, or actually three, because one of them was broken up into two. Previous videos that'll go ahead and show you what we did on those. If you want, you're welcome to log off and watch those and try and get caught up to, and then we'll post this video that we're recording now onto that same Facebook page. Do you have the Facebook page link?
Yes, I just didn't see the new one for this CSS course.
Yeah. If you just want to watch those and get caught up, and then watch the. Wait, you didn't see the. You didn't.
I see it here. CSS. I see. I didn't know what that was. Okay, now I know. All right, no problem. Thank you.
Okay. Have a good one. We'll see you once you're caught up.
Okay. Bye.
Okay. Let's hit check and continue. All right, and let's continue. Okay, so now Michael E, can you read this one?
Sure. The text decoration property. Another value of text decoration property is blink, which makes the text blink. CSX syntax looks like this: text decoration : blink. This value is valid but depreciated, and most browsers ignore it.
Yeah, so don't try using it since it's depreciated.
All right.
And what do you think the answer is?
It's going to be an open curly bracket, text decoration, and close curly bracket.
Perfect.
Can you say that again?
I'm sorry.
No, you tell them. That's fine.
It's the open curly bracket. The term text dash decoration, and then closed curly bracket.
Had your appointment. Oh, whatever.
Oh. It's not doing it on that line. That's too long.
No, it's all on different ones. So the opening
Brace goes in the first one.
Oh, yeah, okay.
there, and then text dash decoration in that one. And then in the yeah, there you go. In the third one, put the closing curly bracket. And well, you add no, you added delete. You added a backslash too. We gotta get rid of that. There you go. I am you. Okay. So Bill C, can you read the next one?
The text indent property. The text indent property specifies how much horizontal space should be left before the beginning of the first line of the text. Property values are length, px, pt, cm, em, etc., percentage, and inherit.
So it's just saying you can use any of those to specify how much space you want to put, but generally you're going to use px. We use pixels for most things in CSS. So yeah, and like right here it's saying it's a indent of 60. So yeah, just get used to using pixels because that's what you'll use the majority of the time.
Negative values are allowed. The first line will be indented to the left if the value is negative.
Okay, and what do you think the answer is?
The position of each block is specified by the text indent property.
Of which
The,
block?
the first line of the text block.
Perfect. Check my email. I will, Peter. And if strike through. Kevin posted what the S tag stands for. It stands for strike through. Good stuff. And Lewis, okay, did you so sorry, one sec. I'm just responding to some messages. Lewis, did you send me the signed thing? I know there's like 3 people I haven't updated yet.
I sent you the my sign in and my temporary password.
Oh, okay. Well, and you sent me the signed form.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you're probably one of those 3 people that I need to upgrade still. And Peter, oh, you're locked out of the rest of the courses. Where can we find the sign forms? If you email me at here, I'll put my email in the chat. Oh, and you don't have access and you emailed me. Is it saying unauthorized when you try and log in, Peter? No, I'm stuck at HTML. Oh, okay. Well, if you're stuck at HTML, if you want to just watch the HTML videos, are you able to unmute or no?
We giving it one kid.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, it'll be easier than
No. Yeah. So what happened? I was not in class, so I had these some issues going on. So I think the last conversation was we're supposed to sign some sort of a waiver and then send you an email about send you a temporary password so we can have access to moving forward, something like that.
Yeah, to get no, just to get the pro version.
Yeah, I don't have the pro version now. It's not allowing me to click on the next course. So that's what I mean by I'm on HTML. I still don't have the pro version yet.
If
I
you
just
if
already.
you see the yeah, there's like 3 people I need to update still. If you see the thing that says like 5 experience points for doing the code repo or whatever, you just need to click that before moving on, and then just do what it says there. And I think in most of the videos we showed what you needed to do. 90% of the time you just need to copy and paste the answer they put there and paste it into the code. But yeah, if you want to
No. What I'm saying is I already completed it, the HTML part, and got the point done on the certificate. I just can't move on to any other course.
It's not letting you do CSS?
No, because I'm not on a pro version right now. I need to be
You
updated.
should be able to even without pro. Can you do screen share real quick so I can see what you're talking about?
Yeah, definitely. Let's see something.
Okay, click browse courses. And scroll down and choose CSS. And click what is CSS? And click continue. And
oh, that's weird.
Yeah, so you're good. You just had to choose that. So if you want, log out and then watch the videos of CSS, and I'm gonna try later today. The reason I haven't updated everybody's is because it tells me unauthorized, like they've got security measures that basically detect when you guys are logged in, where you're logged in, because your IP address gives like a general location of where you are, and then it's nowhere near where I am. So I have to wait till like you've been logged out long enough to let me log in, and it thinks that you've traveled to Texas. So and then it and when it locks me out, when it says unauthorized, like it even locks me out of my account. It locks me out of everything. So I'm slowly but surely getting you all there. But yeah, eventually you'll all be updated. So but yeah, if you want to log out and watch the videos, that's fine. And then come back once you're caught up to where we are. Okay. Can you do screen share again? Okay. And let's have Samantha. Can you read this one?
To text shadow property. The text shadow property adds shadow to text. It takes 4 values. The first value defines the distance of the shadow in the X horizontal direction. The second value sets the distance in the Y vertical direction. The third value defines the blur of the shadow. And the fourth value sets the color. In the example above, we created a shadow using the following parameters. 5px is the X coordinate, 2px is the Y coordinate, 4px, the blur radius, gray is the color of the shadow. To add more than one shadow to the text, add a comma separated list of shadows.
Okay, let's hit continue. And after we do this one, we'll actually try this out, but
what is the format of the value for the text shadow property? Horizontal position, vertical position, blur color.
Yes. Good job. Okay, so let's go ahead and open. So if everybody could please follow along, let's go ahead and open Visual Studio. And let's go ahead and Oh, well, first run the stuff so that your development server's running. It's listed in the drive in the um, running local server page. Okay, and then let's go ahead and go into your My CSS. And on, let's actually do this on like an H1. So go ahead and at the end of line 16, click to the end of line 16 and hit enter to go to a new line. And type H1. And then do your curly brackets. Been saying squiggly brackets for a long time, but I think curly brackets is more accurate. And then go ahead and do text dash shadow. And you can just click, yeah, equal, oh, no, dash shadow. And like right there, how that's all popping up right there, you can just choose text shadow from that. And then let's go ahead and do just like they did. Let's do 5px. Now we could just type these ones, 5px, and then do a space, but after the px, but in before the semicolon. Okay, add a space, and then do 2px, and then space 4px, and then space gray. Okay, and then go ahead and hit Control S to save that. But now we need to actually put an H1 for it to be styling. So let's go ahead and go to your main.py. And in the body section, just add an H1 and just say like text shadow or something. Well, it's got to be an H1 tag, opening and closing. Well, okay, so go to right where you're on the one and add the little Pac-Man to close that one. Because with a tag, you've got to have so we're doing two tags, the opening and closing tag. So now go there and put your little closing Pac-Man, and then go yeah, in there and type H. Yeah, there you go. And just inside that those two tags, just type text shadow. And it looks like it's linked to your style sheets already, so it should be good there. And then save that. And now go to your local server on your browser. If you start to type like 127, it should pop up. There you go. And just hit enter. And there you go. That's how you do text shadow. So let's go ahead and play around with it a little bit. Let's go let's go into your my CSS. And now let's change it to -5 pixels. Okay, and then just do Control S to save, and then go to your browser and hit refresh. And as you can see, if you go negative, it moves it, like before it was to the right side, now it's to the left side. So you can, play around with it to get it however you want. Now, text shadows, I don't really do a lot personally, but what you will do is border shadows for, and I'm sure they'll get into that. And if not, I'll show you guys how to do border shadows. Basically, when you like style divs and stuff to just section off little sections of whatever text you're putting in, or pictures or whatever. Adding like a border shadow could make it look really cool. And so we'll definitely be doing that. Probably, like I said, not a lot of text shadow though. But okay, let's go ahead and go back to Sololearn. Okay. And well, Peter's working on something else. Brian A, can you read this one?
Text shadow with blur effect. When working with shadows, you can use any CSS supported color format. For the X and Y offsets, various types of units can be used, like PX, CM, MM, IN, PC, PT, etc. Negative values are also supported. The example below creates a blue drop shadow 2 pixels higher than the main text, 1 pixel to the left of it, and one with 1.5 EM blur. Internet Explorer 9 and earlier do not support the text shadow property.
All right. And what's the answer here?
First would be text shadow.
Good. We got to make sure to add the dash too, though. But yeah.
And then the file, so it'd be 2px.
No, you're getting them backwards.
Or so it'd be 5px and then 2px.
Yeah, good. All right, let's hit check and continue. All right, so moving along. Yeah, let's click on that one. And then Sandra, can you read this next one?
Yes, I will. The text transform property. The text transform CSS properties specifies how to capitalize an element's text. For example, it can be used to make the text appear with each word capitalized. The HTML, blah, 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 the CSS, blah, 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 the results on the bottom. Run the code and see how it works.
Okay.
So.
All right, so let's hit continue. And then what's the answers here?
First, text transform.
Good.
And then capitalized.
Yes, good job.
Thank you.
All right. So moving along, Dexter Lowe, can you read this one? Oh, wait. Let me ask first. Was everybody able to follow along when we did the text shadow? Was anybody not able to do that? Anybody having issues running your local server or any issues at all?
Yeah, I'm having issues with my local server right now, but I'm fixing it right now.
Oh, okay. Wait, who's saying, is that Will talking?
That will.
Oh, okay.
Yes, will.
Well, try fixing it, and if you don't get it fixed, let me know. David, do you want to do screen share? Okay. And then go to your My CSS. What happened? You stopped screen share. There you
go. There. Can you see it now?
Yeah. And yeah, go to your My CSS.
All right. So I got that.
Okay. I'm guessing it's something to do with your. So go to your browser.
Can you see it?
No.
Oh, man, what?
So what are the options when you hit share screen? Like, what are you on? Like, are you on a computer? Are you on a phone? Are you on an iPad? What are you on?
I'm on my computer. I don't know. It gives me Windows and Microsoft Edge for options to share.
Try choosing Windows. Maybe that'll show everything.
No, entire screen.
Yeah, if there's an entire entire screen option, that'd be better.
Well, the share option is grayed out.
What do you mean?
So
the share entire the entire screen one is grayed out?
Yes.
It's probably some security setting you have or something that needs to get disabled. Okay. Okay. So, did you hit refresh on this? Okay, I'm guessing it has something to do with your, what's it called? Your cache, since it's in your my CSS. So let's try doing it on yours in the as embedded. So switch back to your Visual Studio. Or isn't yours one that has like some weird thing, like you need to run it each time or something? Let's switch back to your Visual Studio. And let's try that first. Okay, click in your terminal and hit Control C to close that. Sounds good. Have a good one, Peter. Okay, and now run your stuff from the drive.
Not quite sure how to do that.
Oh, okay. Just type set all lowercase and then space and then all caps flask _ app.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but that's got to be caps and then equals all lowercase main.
Okay.
And then enter and then set space all caps flask _ equals development.
Okay, I got it now.
Oh, okay. ENV. You just mixed up the V and the N.
Oops.
Oh, now you deleted your E.
Ah,
It's all good. And then Flask run. Okay, now control click on that 2701 or 127. Okay, and now open it in your browser and hit refresh and just tell me if it changed.
Yeah, it did.
Okay, for some reason yours doesn't like updating, but it does when you rerun it. So I would just
Okay.
do
I'll
control.
remember that from now on.
Yeah, try just doing control C and then see if you can just do Flask run if it still has your environment variables saved. But you might have to paste all that. So I recommend downloading that running local server thing from the drive, and then so you can just copy and paste that whenever you need to do an update. So,
Okay.
okay.
All right.
And then was anybody else having trouble? Will, were you able to get it figured out?
Not yet. Not yet.
Oh, okay. You want to do screen share real quick?
Sure. Okay.
Okay. Well, first you got to run your stuff from the drive to get your terminal running, or your local development server running.
That's where I was earlier. I tried that earlier. I'm way up there.
Oh, okay. Well, let's try it again. Just do set space. Wait, are you on? Yeah, you're on PC. Set space Flask app. Yeah, underscore app equals main. Set Flask env equals development. And then Flask run. Do pi-m Flask run, or py space -m space Flask run. Flask rum. Module name Flask. Okay. Didn't we have yours up and running? Didn't we install?
Yeah, and we had to do something funky with it last time too.
Oh, you don't remember what it was?
No.
Oh, you're supposed to remember what it was. So I can't remember what it was for all y'all that have to do it different. Okay, try Python Flask run. Okay. Do Python-m Flask run. Oh, do Python as a capital P. Okay, do pip install Flask. Oh, lowercase. And then it's going to be uppercase F for Flask. Just
Install Flask?
Yeah, Flask, but just the uppercase F. What the heck? This is weird. You already had this all going. Okay. do pip install -r requirements text. Oh, yeah, there you go. Okay. Just type Flask run. I want to see what's gonna happen. Okay. Do all that other stuff again. The wait, but let's fix whatever this error is. Line 30. Go to line 30. Wait, that's right there. There is no error. About me. Oh yeah, what is that? Scroll up. No, that's fine. Where is that? Where is it talking about? Because line 33.
Line 33 and line 32 is right here.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with there. Okay, yeah, do that set Flask gap stuff and then try running it again. Oh, it is all cap. There you go.
Yep. Today. Flask run.
Mm-hmm. Why do they keep saying that? Scroll up a little. Sorry, in your terminal.
Here.
Yeah, keep going. Okay, scroll down. All right. Expecting internet after line 32. No. All right, go back to line 32 again. Maybe they're okay. Click that red triangle on there. Yeah. It should expand that or something. It's not doing anything.
No.
Okay, click the X to close that. In the right, yeah. Scroll up. Scroll back down. Okay. On line, click on line 37 and hit delete. And again. And again. Okay. Now there's no spaces. Click on line 31 and hit delete. And do Control S to save. And then do Flask run.
Okay. Yeah. And you guys again. Let's see.
Okay, I'm gonna have to help you after after the class one-on-one, or not after the class, but you know, once everybody else is doing their
Totally understandable.
resume stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Can my screen share do screen share again? Okay. So let's see who's next. Patricia, can you read this one? Patricia, are you there? Oh, can you read this one?
You have to unmute.
Yeah, sorry about that. For some reason it wouldn't let me unmute.
Oh, no worries.
Okay, text transform values. Using text transform property, you can make text appear in all uppercase or all lowercase. Here is an example. I'm following along with the shared screen.
Okay.
Okay, uppercase make the text of your, okay, that's the start coding portion. The value none will produce no capitalization effect at all.
Okay, and let's hit continue, see if it lets us skip through that. And it does. Okay, and what's the option answer?
Small caps.
Good. Okay. And continue. All right, and let's open up letter spacing. And Franklin D, can you read this one?
The letter spacing property. Letter spacing property specifies the space between characters and the text. The values can be set as normal, defines and the default style with no extra space between characters. Length defines extra space between characters using measurement units like px, pt, cm, mm, etc. Inherits the property from the parent element. Run the code to see how it works.
Okay, and continue.
The letter spacing property, drag and drop from the options below. That's letter spacing paragraph P letter.
Good.
Spacing.
Good.
Hey, Brandon, quick question.
Yes.
With that last sentence it said about inherit, so it's basically saying if I give a styling tag to a parent element, then in one of those children elements, if I hit inherent for spacing or decoration or whatever, it's going to do the same as the parent. Is that what it's saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and let's hit continue. And Roger Chang, can you read this one?
Using negative values. For defining an extra space between characters, negative values are also permitted. Here is an example demonstrating the difference between positive and negative values. Always test your result to ensure the text is readable.
Yeah, you don't really want to do negative values in most cases. And honestly, the letter spacing, like I never really use that because it's not necessary. I've never found a need for it to make it anything. I've never wanted what I'm building to look that way. So, but still, something good to know. Okay, let's hit continue. And what's the answer here?
Fill in the blank to make the letter spacing -1 cm. Is it just -1 cm? Or
Yeah.
is it -1 px?
No, it's -1 cm. It's not trying to trick you there. That one was pretty easy. All right. Let's hit continue. And well, I feel like I didn't elaborate enough on your question, Michael. You understand how inheritance works, right? Like we've kind of covered it, how like if you make the body, you know, let's say the whole body font type Times New Roman, right? Then everything's going to be that unless you overwrite it with something else, right? Like you're tracking inheritance and everything.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yes.
Okay. All right, well, let's continue on. Go to word spacing. And Mark H, can you read this one?
The word spacing property. The word spacing property specifies the space between words and a text. Just like the letter spacing property, you can set the word spacing value as normal, length, and inherent.
Okay, let's scroll down.
When a word space is used and it is necessary to keep the selected paragraph with normal word spacing, the normal option is usually used.
Okay, let's hit continue. And what's the answer here?
P should be word. And 15.
Good. And continue. And Kevin B, can you read this one? And if you've got a camera, could you turn your camera on? Thanks.
To define an extra space between words, you can use positive measurement values like px, pt, pc, cm, mm, inches, em, and ex. Negative values are also permitted. Here's an example to show the difference. Run the code and see how it works.
And that's how it's going to look if you ran the code. Again, don't do a lot of word spacing, but let's hit continue. And what's the answer here?
Which measurement units cannot be used with the word spacing property? Feet and yards.
Yeah. You'd have to have a really big screen for that one. All right, let's hit continue. And let's go to that one. Fabian, can you read this one?
Sure. The white space property. The white space property specifies how white space inside an element is handled. The values can be set as normal, inherit, now wrap, etc. The now wrap value makes the text continue on the same line until the break tag is encountered, and also collapses all sequences of white space into a single white space. The text will continue on the same line until the break tag is encountered.
Okay, let's hit continue. And what are the answers here?
The white space property. Which of the following indicates the purpose of the now wrap option? select all that applies. It puts the whole text in one line.
Yep, that's one of them.
Then it collapses all sequences of white space into a single white space.
Good. All right, let's hit continue. And back to the top. David S, can you read this one?
White space values. The white space property also supports other values. Pretext will only wrap on line breaks in white space. Pre-line text will wrap where the line is a break in the code, but extra white space is still ignored. Pre-wrap text will wrap where necessary and on line breaks. Here's an example in which all three values are used. Pre-wrap values behave as a pre-value, except that it adds extra line breaks to prevent the text breaking out of the element box.
Okay. And this white spacing stuff is not really something I use that often either, but still, you gotta learn it. So let's hit continue. And what's the answer here?
What is the difference between the pre and pre-line options?
If you want, we could go back.
Pre accepts all, the top one.
Yeah, all line breaks while white space, and white space while pre-line ignores all white space. Good. That wasn't an easy one, so good job. Yeah, let's go to the quiz. And Lewis, what's the answer to this one?
What is the correct CSS syntax for making all P elements bold? P braces font weight, colon, bold, semicolon, brace.
Perfect. Yep. No, he said font weight. Font weight. All right. And Will, what's the answer to this one? Later, Yanni. Will, are you there?
Trying to get the screen bigger here so I can see that.
Oh, okay.
So I would say the first one would be color and the second one would be text.
The first one's color, the second one isn't text. So I'll give you a hint. We just used it in the last question to make it bold.
Size?
Okay, I'll have you pass on this one. I'll call from the class. Does anybody from the class, and I might have you do the next one though. Does anybody from the class? What was it?
Font weight?
Yeah, good. Good, perfect. Okay, so let's do that and continue. Yeah, font. Oh, you got to take weight dash weight too. and continue. Okay. Well, I'll have you try this one. And if you get even half these right, we'll call it good. Since you answered half the last one right. So you want, well, read it out loud. It'll probably help you figure out what the answers are.
So the first one will be P. No, wait. The first one will be H1, wouldn't it?
Perfect.
Font size, that would give you a number. So let's say, wouldn't it be like 5?
Well, no, it tells you in the question. Like, read the question and it'll
14.
Yeah.
There you go. I'm trying to figure out where my question is here. I can't find it.
Oh, okay. And then what's this one?
Next one is font weight.
Good. Learn that from the last one.
And color.
Perfect. You got them all right. You didn't just get half, you got them all. So good stuff. All right, let's hit check. And continue. And good. And hit. All right. So this next part is important. Since we've been following along, we'll just go ahead and keep going because I want you guys to actually try this out. So Bill C, can you read this one?
The CSS box model. All HTML elements can be considered as boxes. The CSS box model represents the design and layout of the site. It consists of margins, borders, paddings, and the actual content. The properties work in the same order: top, right, bottom, and left. The image below illustrates the box model.
So you guys might want to actually take a picture of that with your phones, that box model, just because you'll be using that a lot. And while you're learning, it's a good way to, if you just have it on your phone, you can remember what you're referencing, like whether you're doing the padding or the margin and stuff. Yeah, you can do save image as too if you right click on it. Good call, Lewis. But I don't know, for me, I'd like just take pictures on my phone. Okay, let's hit, yeah, there you go. Let's name it something, maybe box model. Okay, and then let's hit continue. And what's the answer here?
Top, right, bottom, left.
Perfect. Okay, and let's hit continue. Let's see if they're gonna go any more about, yeah. Okay, good. Now they're going to understanding the box model. All right, so let's click in that one. And Samantha, can you read this one?
More on box models. Every element of the web page is a box. CSS uses the box model to determine how big the boxes are and how to place them. The box model is also used to calculate the actual width and height of the HTML elements.
Okay, and what's the answer here?
Box.
Good. Okay, and continue. And Brian A, can you read this one?
Total width of an element. When working with boxes, it is important to understand how the total width of an element is calculated. For example, the total width of the box with padding will be the sum of the width plus padding left and padding right. So padding width, oh, there we go. Here's another box with margin, borders, and paddings. The total width is the sum of the left and right margins, the left and right borders, the left and right paddings, and the actual width of content. When you set the width height properties of an element with the CSS, you set the width and height of the content area. When setting the background color on a box, it covers the content area as well as the padding.
And this will make more sense when we're trying it out, but hit continue. And what's the answer?
I would say the padding and margins.
No, not and margins.
So just the padding?
Yeah, good. Because the margins is for stuff inside, like once you've already got your border, and then your margins are on the inside. So like if you want text or something, but like you want it to have, a margin away from the text, to be away from the border, so it's not like right up on the border. That's what that is. So that's why it's just padding when you're talking about the background color covering the padding and that. But anyway, Michael East, can you read this one?
Yeah, the the total height of an element. The total height of an element is calculated the same way as the width. The example below is the same box from the previous lesson with the padding, border, and margin. To summarize, total element height equals height plus top padding plus bottom padding plus top border plus bottom border plus top margin plus bottom margin.
Okay, let's hit continue. And what's the answer here?
Enter the total width of an element in pixels. If its width is 150, left and right padding is 5 each, border width is 2, and left and right margins are 5 each. 150, 160, I don't know, 178?
Close, but Lewis got it. 174. And that's because, so let's add that up. So you've got your 150, right? And then your right margins. So your left and right margins. So you're gonna have 10 there. So we're at 160, and then you've got your padding, another 10, so 170, and then the border 2 pixels on the left and 2 pixels on the right gets it to 174. But yeah, so let's hit continue. Okay, and yeah, we're going to be covering that. So let's just keep going with border, so that once we get to the end of all this, then I can show you guys how that all works. Sandra, can you read this one?
The border property, the CSS border property allows you to customize the border of HTML elements. In order to add a border to the elements, you need to specify the size, style, and color of the borders. The example below shows how to add a solid green border to the paragraph. Here's the HTML, then the CSS, the results on the bottom. Run the code and see how it works.
All right, let's hit continue. And what are the answers here?
Size, style, color.
Perfect. Okay, let's hit continue. And Franklin D, can you read this one?
Border width. The properties for the border can be set separately. The border width property specifies the width of the border. Border color. Border color element can be defined using a color name, RGB, or hex values. None of the border properties will have an effect unless the border style property is set.
Yeah.
Fill in the blank to set the border style.
Perfect. Yeah, border dash style colon, but yeah, you got it.
Okay.
And dash style and colon. Good. No, a full colon. You had it right. Yeah, there you go. Hit check. All right, Roger Chang, can you read this one?
Border style property. The default value of border style is none, which defines no border. There are various styles supported for the border style property: dotted, dash, double, etc. The example below illustrates the difference between them.
All right, so that's just, if you tried all those, that's how they would look. Well, let's take a look at those for a second, just so you guys can see the different types of borders, and then we'll just slowly scroll through that. There's your double, your grooved, rigid, inset, outside, outset, and hidden, which is there's no border, so that's just dumb. All right.
In CSS, it is possible to specify different borders for different sides using the following property: border top style, border right style, border bottom style, and border left style for the corresponding sides.
Yeah, so it's saying you can change them up. Like you don't have to have them all like solid or all dotted, is what that's saying. Okay, let's hit continue. And what's the answer here?
Drag and drop. Is it border style?
Mm-hmm. Good.
Border size and border color.
No, it's not border size. It's something else.
Or width, border width.
Good.
And then border color.
Perfect. Okay, let's hit continue. Yeah, hit check and then continue. Okay. And let's go to width and height. All right. Mark H, can you read this one?
CSS width and height. The style of div element to have a total width and height of 100 px.
And it was just showing, if you scroll up a little bit in the code there, it's just showing you it's setting the width to 90 and height to 90, but then it's also got the border of 5, and that's going to be 5 on your top and 5 on your bottom, 5 on your left, 5 on your right. So, you know, that comes up to 100 each. So let's scroll down.
the total width and height of a box will be 90 px plus 5 px. So border plus 5 px border equals 100 px.
Okay, let's hit continue. And what's the answer here?
Border is 9. It'll be width.
Good.
Then height and
Good.
50.
Good. He said 50. Yeah, good. Let's hit check and continue. And Kevin B, can you read this one?
The width and height of an element can be also assigned using percents. In the example below, the width of an element is assigned in percentages, the height is in pixels.
Let's keep going.
Run the code and see how it works.
All right. So let's hit continue.
Pixels and percents.
Perfect. Okay, and Will, can you read this one?
I'm still playing catch up. I got kicked off the.
Okay. Patricia, can you read this one?
Sure, but I'm trying to catch up. I had to restart. My screen was shaking.
No, you're good. Fabian, can you read this one? Oh, he texted be right back. Okay. Let's go back to the top then. David S, can you read this one?
The minimum and maximum sizes. To set the minimum and maximum height and width of an element, you can use the following properties. Mid-width, the mid-width of an element, mid-height of an element, max width, the maximum width of an element, max height, the maximum height of an element. In the example below, we set the maximum height and maximum width of a different paragraph to maximum to 100 pixels. Run the code to see how it works.
So this is really useful when developing your website because of smartphones. So with smartphones, like if you do, let's say, let's say you've got it set to a 50 or 70%, or no, let's go lower. Let's say you were doing like 40% of the screen, right? For your div, and then you're doing other stuff off to the right or whatever. If your smartphone, your screen size is smaller than, like, let's say 40 pixels, or 40% is less than 300 pixels, and you have your minimum width set to 300 pixels or whatever, then then you'll be able to adjusting, and we'll show you more about like adjusting the screen when we get to responsive web design. But basically that's one of the advantages to using like your min width if you're using percentages, because percentages are good for setting, because one, I mean, they resize when you're redoing, shrinking the screen down and whatnot. So they are really useful. But with smartphones, if, like I was saying, if the screen's too small, then you're going to want to adjust it. But all right, so let's hit continue. And what's the answer here?
Set the minimum allowable width of the division to 100 or to 200 pixels.
If you're having trouble with this one, we can have you do the next one instead if you want.
I'm not sure about this.
Okay, Bill, seems like you've got the answer. What's the answer, Bill?
The first one is min.
Uh-huh.
Second one.
Well, we gotta add the
the dash.
Yeah.
Second one is 200 pixels, px.
Good. Okay, hit check. And continue. And yeah, let's do background color. Okay, can you read this one, David?
The background color property. The background color property is used to specify the background color of an element. Run the code to see how it works.
Okay, and hit continue. And what's this one?
Background color?
Perfect. Yeah, we just have to add the dash and
dash.
Yeah, and good to go. All right, check and continue. And Lewis, L, can you read this one?
Background color values. The color of the background can be defined using 3 different formats: color name, hexadecimal value, and RGB. In the example below, the body, H1, and P elements are assigned different background colors. Run the code to see how it works.
That's what it'll look like right there. Okay, and let's hit continue. And what's the answer here?
Fill in the blanks, background colors, ID, my style. So this one will be my style.
Yeah, but what do you have to
dot my style?
Well, that would be for class. Since it's an ID, what do we do instead?
Is it ID dot my style? No.
No, there's a way we identify it. So we like with the class, it's dot whatever, and then with this one, it's seems like Kevin's got the answer. What's the answer, Kevin?
Hashtag my style.
Oh, hashtag.
Yeah. So whenever you're identifying IDs, that's how you do it. And okay, and then what's this one?
ID black using hexadecimal colors. And then this one is background dash color.
Perfect.
And then another hashtag.
Yep, perfect.
Style.
Okay, and hit check. And continue. Okay, and we'll do background image and then we'll stop. All right, Kevin, you're actually up next. What's this one? Or can you
The
read it?
background image property. The background image property sets one or several background images in an element. Let's set a background image for the body element. The URL specifies the path to the image file. Both relative and absolute paths are supported.
So
By default,
yeah.
a background image is placed at the top left corner of an element and is repeated both vertically and horizontally to cover the entire element.
So when it says it's covered, or scroll down a little, where it says it's covered both absolute and relative. So your absolute path is like if you're adding the full URL to some third-party website, right, where the image is located. But your relative path is where you add like the slash. So we add slash static slash, you know, the name of the image, or we might even put an image folder in our static folder. So it might be slash static slash image images slash, you know, background image dot png or whatever. So that's the difference between the absolute and relative paths there. And we will be doing this once we get through this one. So let's hit continue. And what's the answer here?
What is the correct format for the image path of the background image property? It's the middle one.
Yep, perfect. And continue. And Bill C, can you read this one?
Background image property. Background image can be set not only for the whole page, but for individual elements as well. Below, we set a background image for the P element. To specify more than one image, just separate the URLs with commas.
All right, let's hit continue. And what's the answer here? So we're doing it for the whole body in CSS, in a
So
CSS file.
It'd be P.
No, we're doing it for the whole body.
URL.
Yeah, that's for the next one, but this one is
this open squiggly.
Yeah, perfect. And then
the URL.
Good.
Then the closed squiggly.
Perfect. All right, let's hit continue. All right, and that's a good place to stop. So now let's actually put this into action. So let's, pull up Visual Studio. And the first thing that we're going to have to do is we're going to add a div that's going to represent our, or that we're going to style and stuff. So let's go ahead and go below the this is the body. So like click to the end of line 25 and hit enter. And create a opening and closing div element. I think you clicked the wrong thing. It's got to be, it's like the Pac-Man things, the greater than, less than. Yeah, there you go. And just you're creating a div, so just type div, div, right on line 26, and then close that, and then hit return a couple times, and then do your closing div. Okay, and then in your open, now click inside your opening div, like right after the V, and add a space, and then do ID equals, and then in quotes, my div. And then, yeah, there you go. Okay, and then on line 27, just type, here is the div. Okay, and go ahead and save that. So I'm going to show you what it looks like first before we do anything. So let's go ahead and open your browser. And yeah, go to your 127 and hit refresh. So or can you move that? Never mind. So as you can see right now, it's just text. It's a div, but we haven't styled it at all. So it's not doing anything. Now let's go back to Visual Studio. And now go in your My CSS file and go down to the very bottom. So click end of 19 and hit enter. And then do the hashtag, because remember we did it as an ID. So the hashtag and my div. And then the squiggly brackets. And hit enter. And then, so the first thing you ever have to do so that you see what you're doing is you're going to want to put your border style. You don't have to do the border and then do, you know, the width and the color, because like if you're just going to have just a straight up black border that's, you know, solid or whatever, then you just do border style. So let's do border, and then it'll pop up and just choose border style from there. Yeah. Okay, and then we're going to choose solid. Okay, so now we've set our border style to solid, so we'll actually have a border, because remember before we didn't see anything. We just saw the text that was in the div and nothing. So now let's go to the next line. So click to the end of that line and hit enter. And then do height. And just choose height, the top one. And let's do 300 pixels. And then let's go to the next line and do width. And just do 300 pixels. You can just type 300 px's. So our height and width are now 300 pixels. All right, so now let's save that and see how that looks. And hit refresh. And scroll down a little so we can see the whole thing. So now we've got our div element, and it's 300 pixels by 300 pixels, but it's inheriting the color red because we did the body red. So let's go ahead and change that. Go to your inside that div, go to the next line and do border color. And black. Okay. But now we've got our div. So you'll do this a lot with div elements, even if you don't intend on leaving the border. A lot of times, just so you can visualize it where you're putting stuff on your web page, right? So now let's go back into the CSS. And let's go ahead and go to the next line. And we'll do margin left and we'll make that 30 pixels. And save that, and then let's go to your browser and hit refresh. Now you can see we've got some space on the left, so it's not right up on your it's not, you know, right up on the side of your website, because, you know, that doesn't look very appealing. Oh, Fabian has his hand raised. What's up, Fabian?
Just a quick question. So let's say you wanted to do the whole, you see where the box is? Go back to that other thing, browser. Yep. So if you wanted to just do that whole side, like the entire length of the web page, like that section, the entire length, you just wanted to do it like for like a menu, but so how would you go about doing that?
Well, if you wanted it to be the whole width, you just do 100%.
Okay.
But if you're doing it as a menu, you generally don't want it 100%. Like you'd want it more like this, where it's got your got a little bit of margin to the left, and then maybe 90 or here, we'll do it this way. Let's go back to your as example of what you're talking about. Let's go back to that to your Visual Studio. Yeah. And change your margin left to 5%. Yeah, just delete that and make it 5%. And then make your width 90%. And go ahead and save that, and then go ahead and run that. And then you'd want to, so then you've got it. So then you might look at it and be like, oh, it's still a lot on the sides. So you'd probably trim it down to like 2 or 3%, you know, and then you'd add like a border. We get to well, what's it called, a border shadow and stuff to make it, you know, look nicer. But that's kind of how you would do that. Is that what you're talking about, Fabian?
Yes, yes, basically.
Yeah.
So you can also do it like
in percentage.
height-wise.
Yeah, you can do it percentage. You could do it EMs, CMs, all sorts of different length wise. But Sandra, you've got your hand up. What's up?
Maybe I'm just having a blonde moment, but can you explain to me one more time what the box model is actually used for?
Well, it's for dividing up different sections of your web page that you're working on. So hold on, let me do an example. And you'll use it a lot just for positioning stuff, so you know where you're going to be putting the things you're working on. So hold on, let me pull up the MOPH site. So like this right here, all these pictures,
yeah,
you know, they're in a box model. This text right here is in a box model. It just doesn't have a border, right? Because it's got its width and height, and then it's just, you know, the background image there.
So why can't you not just put a regular?
What was that?
Image? Why can't you not just link an image to the picture versus making a box? So I'm not understanding.
Well, they're in divs because there's more to it. Like if you click these, then it says something about it, but it doesn't in this case. But like, okay, forget the picture. Yes, the picture, you could do that, but generally then adjust the picture. And you'll usually put it in a div and then style the divs and then just have the picture fill the full div. But yeah, you could just do that. But like this text and stuff, like you throw it in divs so that you can place it where you want with the box model, and then you just get rid of your border, right? So that's why I was saying, like, you'll put the border just to see where you're putting things. Like then you'd put this in a box model, each of these, you know. Or actually these might be in flex boxes, but we'll go over that later. But yeah, basically everything you're styling while you're trying to style it, you put it in a box model so that you can place it where you want and position it where you want. Does that make sense?
I'll get to it. Yes.
Okay. Any other questions on that while we're on that subject? Does that make sense to everybody else? Okay, I'll take that as a yes. All right. So can you then do screen share again? Okay, so now we've got all this. So now let's go ahead and add a background color. So yeah, click there, hit enter, just type background, and then choose background color. And choose that aqua so that we can still see the stuff. And save that. And refresh. But generally with backgrounds, I like to put background images instead. So let's go ahead and go to the internet. And just Google background image CSS. Yeah, there you go. And scroll down. And never mind. Choose background images and then get rid of the CSS. Okay. Yeah, and well, actually, there's websites that have tons of great background images instead of just going to that one. So let's scroll down. And just choose that unsplash. Okay, and scroll down. Let's choose art backgrounds. And then I'll let you pick whichever you want for the background image. I think you guys scroll down. Whatever you think looks cool for the background. Okay, and click download free. And just close that. And go ahead and drag that image into your oh, you're going to want to drag it into your static folder. So maybe right click it and do save as or something. No, because it doesn't have. Okay. And then you should be able to like right click it or something. And you don't have a move. Click show more options. No, let's move to OneDrive. Huh. Okay, whatever. Let's just drag it. So drag it to your desktop. Or actually, you might be able to drag it straight into, you should be able to drag it straight into your CSS folder from there. Hover, or your static folder, I mean. And just let go. Okay. And then right click on the image now and choose, no, right click on it and do copy relative path. Because remember, the relative path is just a slash whatever. And now go into your My CSS. And let's scroll up to the top. And let's go into the body. We're gonna make the whole thing and do background image. And just do URL. Yeah, just choose that URL. And then paste your relative path. Let's put that in quotes though. And then save that. And go to your browser. And go to your 27, yeah, hit refresh. Okay, let's go back to your Visual Studio. Yeah, no, that should be fine. Try changing those backslashes to forward slashes. I don't think that's it, but let's do it anyway. Oh yeah, you've only got the one. Oh, and then add a forward slash before static also. And save that. And go back to your there, hit refresh. There you go. Okay. And so now you have a background image for your website. And we could also put one inside this div if we wanted to put a background image there as well. But yeah, so that's how you know work with divs and move them around. And oh, and let's go ahead and add some padding. Let's go back to your so go to your my div and click to the end of the line 27, enter, and do padding. And just choose padding and just do 5 pixels all around. So 5 pixels, space 5 pixels, space 5 pixels, 4 or 5 pixels. And that's your top, bottom, left, right. Everything's going to be covered there. Okay, and hit save and hit refresh. So now you can see the text inside there is moved, 5 pixels down and 5 pixels to the left. So it's got padding before you start, typing anything inside your div there. So any questions on divs? Nope. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna end the video then. And